Hello. Welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons. Pastor John couldn't be here, so he sent me, the King. He has a message. He says, "You rock." We'll see about that. Hi there. My name's John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran in Oregon. Where are we at? Oregon City, Oregon. And we're part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons. Did you see that guy? What? Anyway, where we look at the lectionary text and we tie him to an item from, I don't know, the Dollar Tree, the kids' room, the junk drawer, a year and years ago from a high school prom. There we are. So welcome, and I am so glad you're here, and thank you for your partnership in this ministry. Thanks for taking a little bit of your time this week and spending it with me in this way. I'm hoping this can be useful, and it's true. As the King says, you're rocking it. And whether he thinks so or not, I know so. So thank you for the work you're doing for your kids and the families and the love you show them. So thank you very much. This is for the gospel lesson, and this is about that whole, it's out of Luke and that exchange where it's like, oh, I am so glad I am not like that peasant over there. And so when I was thinking about it, I was driving in today, and I'm like, man, this has got Hamilton and the King written all over it. Welcome to my Dollar Store Children's Sermons. Enjoy my show. So that's the feeling that like, oh man, I am so thankful I'm not like them. And like in Luke, it's actually a little bit of a tip. Normally when we've got that, we've got the self-righteous, they're talking to themselves. And so it's curious, because last week was the judge is like, the unjust judge is like, well, talking to himself, I can't do this, I don't. And then before when the guy tears down the barns, it's, well, self, what should we do? Well, that's a good idea, self. Here he's actually, there's the lifting up prayer or a conversation with God, which is curious. But it's still that I'm so glad I'm not like them. And what I did this springboard a few years ago, and I really like the idea that it's, that the Lutheran idea of saint and sinner. Luther says, we're fully redeemed and fully in need of redemption, and all of that, where we can be both and in this text, where it's like, there's me, and then there's other times, man, God, thank you. And we go back and forth. And the beautiful part about it is we don't have to pretend. I don't have to pretend and go, oh, I am so righteous. I am so good. No, there's sometimes my heart thinks that. And thank God for God's grace. So the springboard, all of that conversation, springboard actually has to do with the crown, but it has to do with a costume. It has to do with pretending who you aren't, or pretending to be someone that you're not. And what a beautiful time to get a costume, because you can get them anywhere. Dollar Tree has them, and you can get some type of I think the last time I did this, I wasn't a king. I was actually a queen. I had a tiara, and maybe I was a fairy princess. I'm not sure. We could go back and look, but there was the tiara and a little wand, and pretending to be something I am not. And so, and if Halloween isn't your bag, I love Halloween, and I think trick-or-treating is like an image of God's grace, of going to a door and knocking. And many times, even before I get to the door, when I was a kid, I'd go up and be like, I don't want to knock, I'm scared. I knew candy was on the other side, so I wasn't that scared. But get up there, and before I can even knock, the door gets open. And I'm like, wow, it's grace, grace, grace. And actually, to get to the door, it had no power of my own. My parents drove me there, and we lived out in the country, and so even to get there was a gift. So gift. Anyway, but if Halloween is not your thing, you can dress up as a saint of old. If you have, if you're a pastor and you have an alb, you can wear your alb and dress it up as a saint, if you will. If you don't have an alb, but your church has choir albs, anything to dress up to, hello. And if you're going to dress up as a saint, then you can pull it into your baptism, and about how even though we might not view ourselves as saints, coming in, hello, I am Saint Aquinas, whatever. Throw out some saint name and sound all holy. I am Saint Holier Than Thou, and have fun with it that way. But you don't have to pretend, because in the waters of baptism, God claims us and God makes us saints and holy. In the waters of baptism, God says, you rock. You are my child, and I love you. So that image. So that's the springboard I'm going with, is not in the presence of God. We don't have to pretend to be all high and mighty. We don't have to pretend to have it all together. We don't have to pretend that I'm better than so-and-so. There are times that we might think it, and the beautiful thing is that God still loves us, God still moves us, and will be there and to help, I don't want to say correct our thinking, but that's kind of where I'm at, because that's the idea of that I'm better than so-and-so isn't healthy thinking. It's and so to get that idea where God reminds us that, you know what, you don't have to pretend to be someone else, and you don't have to pretend to be all high and mighty and holy for me to love you. And so, anyway, that's the springboard. I'm hoping you can find it useful. Thanks to my guest today, and I think he'll have a great day. I know I will. And I will see you next week. Peace.